Hi everyone, welcome to 7 days of Devilish dinner. So tonight on day 4, I'm going to show you how to make finger food, or finger sandwiches I should say, and baked potato. So here it is. Here is the baked potato. As you can see, there's a foot with toes in there. We have some ketchup, which I know usually you don't put on baked potato, but I like the blood effect. 2 pats of butter, a little bit of sour cream and chives, and just like with real potatoes, this potato has eyes. So you'll see 3 eyes right there and another 3 on the side. And as far as the finger foods or finger sandwiches, let me pick them up and show you. I'm trying to be very gentle here because some of it's still drying. So here is the finger food. If you can see, there's a finger nestled between the rye bread. There's some sour cream and cucumbers, or I'm sorry, cream cheese and cucumbers. I'm stuck on sour cream tonight. And that finger even has black nails, so it's like mine. So let me give you one more close-up look there. So here is a rye finger food or finger sandwich, which was served a long time ago, and I think it's served in some countries still during afternoon tea. And they're like cucumber sandwiches with cream cheese, and you usually serve it with like tea, or I don't know what else you would serve it with, maybe coffee or refreshments. I know it was big down in the South, but I'm going to show you how to do both tonight. I hope you like it. I made a few mistakes, i.e. you'll see there's a little bit of black on top of the bread there. That's because I was putting chalk pastels on to use as pepper, and it got on the bread, so make sure you have that far away. And a couple mistakes on the toes there, but I tried my best. And as far as the actual potato itself, I didn't mix enough white clay into the translucent clay. So it turned out a little more translucent than I had hoped for. Same goes with the sour cream. That's supposed to be sour cream and chives in the back there. But again, I didn't put enough white, and so it baked a little clear. But anyways, I hope you do enjoy this tutorial. So let's get started on the baked potato and finger sandwiches. Thanks everyone for watching. See you soon. Bye. Using flesh-colored clay, roll it into a long thin snake and begin cutting it into several pieces, depending on however many fingers you want to make. Then start rolling it out again so that you have some soft edges similar to a finger or rounded edges. And I'm placing a small little piece of clay to create the joint. Blend it in and use your blade to make the little wrinkles. And to make the nails, just use black small clay, roll it out and flatten it and make a pointy end. Using brown and white clay, you just mix it together and roll it out. Then once it's rolled out, cut it into a long strip, and then cut that down to a rectangle and cut it in half, or however long you need it in order to make your finger sandwiches. Using a toothbrush, just texture your sandwiches either on the outside or inside as well. To make your cucumber canes, just use lighter green clay and green clay. Roll it out thin and place the lighter green clay inside and roll that up again just to secure it. Then using your blade, start cutting them down into slices. Once you've cut them into slices, and it depends on however many you need, start placing them on your 1 slice of rye bread. And I stacked these in 3 rows because I have 3 finger sandwiches I wanted to make. Now place your fingers on top of the cucumber slices, and I place them at an angle so that the nail is pointing out, so that once you put on the top layer of the sandwich, you can still see the nails. Now you can add your sour cream or any other condiments you would like to add. Here's an example of using black chalk pastels as pepper. I didn't like the idea, but it was a little too late to take it off. And then what you'll do is place the top sandwich pieces or slices on top of your finger. Using brown clay, just shape it into the shape of a potato. So typically a little oval, and it doesn't have to be perfect in size, but it should be proportioned to the plate that you make. Then take your blade and begin cutting the top of your baked potato and then hollowing it out. You'll see that I purposely made ragged edges because you don't want perfect cuts into your baked potato. Then once you've hollowed it out, take translucent mixed with white clay or just white clay. Start flattening it out and using the tool of your choice, you'll see that I'm starting to make the texture of the potato or mashed potato inside the baked potato. I used a blade, a ball tool, and as you can see, my flat edge soft tool. Once you're satisfied with that, take your toothbrush again or sandpaper and begin texturing the outside of your potato. Now to make the foot or toes inside of your baked potato, I actually use scrap clay of translucent and light green, so it's almost like a zombie foot, and roll it into a thick snake. Now you'll see what I'm doing is just shaping it and bending and pulling to make it into a foot, and you're looking at it from a side angle. A lot of it's going to be chopped off anyway, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I am not the best at making feet. I rarely make feet, and this is how I make it. Using a blade, cut your toes. Then once you've cut the toes, you'll want to round them off because you can see they're a little sharp edged right now. So I just used my rubber tool again and started just rounding it off. And then once it's rounded off, I am going to add nails and wrinkles and start pulling it down, but also get rid of any fingerprints on it. There are the black nails that we made similar to the fingers, and just shape. Alright, so I didn't show you how to make the butter, but that's pretty self-explanatory, as well as the sour cream, which was messed up in the chives anyways. So once you've baked everything and let it cool down, I'm using my puffy paint in Christmas red again, and just adding that ketchup or blood. This is a optional step. Of course, I don't know if anyone puts ketchup on their baked potato, but I just like the way it looks, and it looks like blood, so I added that on. So again, just make sure that you use or mix more color in with your translucent clay so that it looks more like sour cream and the potatoes inside of your baked potato. And I didn't show you how to make the eyes, but I've clearly shown you guys how to make that the last couple days, so I figured I didn't need to show that step. And as far as the butter, I just mixed translucent clay with yellow clay and then cut them down into squares. So again, I'm just adjusting it, making sure that the ketchup is mixed in well and filled into the crevices. And here you are, your finished baked potato and finger sandwiches. I know I had to cut down this tutorial a lot, so I do apologize, and the voiceover is a little shoddy, but it's been a long night or day today. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks everyone.